Hey everybody, welcome to Showit Live here on showittier.com. I'm Field Denny and this is my amazing co-host,
Elizabeth Langford.
Yeah, and just want to welcome you today. Today's a big day.
It is.
We have a great guest on the show, Jamie Delaine from the north of the American border, Canada.
Canada. We love the Canadians.
We really do. Will be joining us today in just a few moments to talk about something that's near and dear to her heart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, using your skills to inspire change. So it's going to be a really big day.
I'm super excited. I love it when people use their talents to make the world a better place. So
yeah,
this is exciting, and it's something that you can actually get involved in on. It's something that Jamie is a part of, but that she wants you to be a part of as well.
Now today's a big day, but yesterday was a big day. It was a really big day. The Oregon Ducks played the Ohio State Buckeyes.
They did.
It didn't go as well as some had hoped. Others, it went exactly how they hoped.
That's true.
But Liz, you are very gracious. You are a very a very gracious winner. We had something here for you.
Oh, you guys!
It takes a while to get into this song. There is no red or white allowed on the set today.
That's right. I specifically sent a text message putting a moratorium on red and white today. Ohio State has a fantastic band.
They have the world's greatest band.
They have a very good band, and they have a very good football team.
Yes.
And congratulations to them. It's always been an important thing for Oregon fans that we keep it classy, and so we give them big congratulations, and we all can't wait until August, and it was a little heartbreaking last night. I really wanted to see that team. I really wanted to see Marcus Mariota get to bring home a national championship, but that's okay. It wasn't our year. You guys are killing me. This is hilarious.
Yeah, it wasn't. I love it. It wasn't your year. So I'm a Nebraska Cornhuskers fan. We didn't even get that far. So
no, that's true. That's true. Better to have gotten to the big game and not win than to not have gotten there at all. But I loved watching it. They were a really good team, and I think we'll be back, and hopefully maybe it'll be in Arizona or somewhere where I can go and stay with a Showitier.
Right? Exactly.
So, this is absolutely hilarious. You guys are so much fun.
Yeah.
Someday it is going to stream green and gold from the ceiling.
This is what we love about you. You're a very gracious loser.
Absolutely. Well, my husband would not say the same thing. Last night we had to put my daughter to bed because there were
earmuffs,
bad words,
foul language.
There was foul language. But it's all okay.
So, anyways, thank you for being such a gracious loser, Liz. That was great. But we also wanted to talk about WPPI.
Yes,
WPPI is coming up.
Speaking of confetti and glitter and things coming from the ceiling, Vegas,
right? Yes. But that's coming up. We have the Showitier dinner.
Yeah, Sunday, March 1st, we're going to have dinner at the Wicked Spoon Buffet. It's inside the Cosmopolitan Hotel, and it is probably the best buffet that I've ever had, at least in Vegas. The best buffet I ever had is at the Ahwahnee Hotel inside of Yosemite Park. But we'll do that one on
second place is still pretty good,
second
right?
Place, yeah. No, but the Wicked Spoon Buffet is absolutely wonderful. The strawberries are like the size of my fist, which is exciting. And they're covered in chocolate, so it's even better. And we still have a handful of tickets left for that, but we have it's a fairly small room that they have. So you want to be able to grab those tickets and come and eat with us. And the price is amazing. We lowered the price for Showitiers.
Yeah, we're giving a nice little discount.
Easy to come and be a part of it.
Yeah. So can't wait to see you guys there. If you're going to WPPI, hit it up in chat. By the way, chat's on this side of Liz. It's over there. Log in. Tell us who you are, where you're calling from, or where you're calling
No confetti will fall on you. We should have call-ins.
We should have.
Let people call in like a radio.
Maybe soon.
Maybe someday. Who gets to clean this up?
Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. I think Todd.
I think anybody who didn't go to the University of Oregon gets to clean this up. Yeah. But yes, join us and make sure that we get you into the Showitiers group if you're a Showitier. And if you're not a Showitier and you're going to WPPI, we're going to be there. We're going to be on the show floor. We want to meet you. Come and say hi to us and tell us all about you and your business.
Yeah, and see what we got going on, because we got some exciting stuff happening at the W2PI.
WTPI. Do you have a hard time saying WPPI?
It's just there's too many.
It's like a mouthful.
Yeah. So It is. So back to today and why today's such a big day. We have Jamie Delaine on with us.
We do.
Yeah, and she's here to talk to us about something that's near and dear to our hearts, not only as photographers, but as a company, as Showit. We love being out there and inspiring change and just making this world a better place. So let's bring her on and hear a little bit about some steps that we can take, that you guys can take out there to do this yourself, and also how you can get involved on something that she's working on.
Yeah, and we'll have Jamie tell us a little bit about her and her background. I think she's newly married, which is very exciting. She's a new bride.
Well, welcome, Jamie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, yeah, and Liz just mentioned you're newly married, but for those out there on in the world who don't know who Jamie Delaine is, give us a little rundown.
Okay, well, I'm 24 years old, and me and my husband, Randy, we live in Langley, BC, which is about 45 minutes outside of Vancouver, one of the best cities in the world, in my opinion. I've been a wedding photographer since 2008, shooting portraits since about 2006. So I started when I was 17, and time goes by fast, but I'm still loving it, and I've shot close to 200 weddings, and I love what I do.
That's awesome. Well,
That's really cool.
Time does go by fast, because if I started when I was 17, that would have been 98 instead of 2000. That's a different story. I'll let you do the math. 99.
It would have been 95,
Wow. Been
I think, or
99.
96
Yeah,
for
right?
me.
So I'll let you do the math. We're still very young.
Very young.
Yeah.
But we're not as young as Jamie.
Yeah, right. Well, and you're newly married. Your husband Randy, a super sweet guy. We hear a lot of nice things about him. That Jason guy talks about him.
Yes.
And then you also have an adorable little puppy that I got to meet on Thursday. What's your puppy's name?
His name is Harley, like Harley Davidson.
And he's
Very
adorable.
cool.
Totes adorbs.
What kind of a dog is he? I didn't get to meet him.
You didn't get to see him, no. And Randy has him in the other room, so he doesn't make noise and disturb us. But you can find lots of photos on my Instagram, that's for sure.
Awesome.
I'm trying to limit them to like 10%. He's a red Australian Labradoodle, so he's only 4 months old right now. So he's got lots of growing left to do.
Oh, how fun.
Really.
I love puppies.
Yes.
I
Puppies
feel like
are,
we should get a Showit puppy.
Yeah, you should.
Little mascot. They could just like sit
Someone's
here.
got to take him home at night, so you got to put that out.
just leave him with Todd. It'll work.
No.
It'll work. Todd, take this home. So you mentioned, or we were talking today about using your business to inspire change, and you were able to come up with some great like quick steps for others to go out there and do this. So I think we should go over those steps, and then we'll talk about how you've used these steps to inspire a little change in our world yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think there's lots of photographers, people, business owners who would like to make an impact on the world but don't know where to start. And I was definitely one of those people for a long time. So I always think breaking down these big ideas into small steps helps so much, whether that's just how you're going to plan out your work day or anything like that. And so I kind of made these 5 different key points that we could work on.
Yeah.
And so number 1 would be writing down areas that you're gifted in, or gifted in can feel like a strong word. So even good at, like what are you good at? What do you do well?
Yeah.
And so that could be just like the smallest things to really big things. It could be like, I'm good at organizing, or I'm good at paperwork. Like that's still a skill and still valuable in some area for sure.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to just be like, obviously a large group of our audience is photographers. It doesn't just have to be like, oh, I can take great pictures. That's awesome.
Right.
I'm sure that's not the only thing that you're skilled at. So yeah, writing down multiple areas. Like I can take great pictures, and I know the CEO of a company, or and I'm really good at relationships, or I have pretty handwriting. That's not one I have.
Well, and the things that you tend to be good at are the things that you enjoy. Like I think we all get a lot of enjoyment out of doing the things that just feel like natural talents and skills for us. So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think just starting from even a journal, just brainstorming everything you can think of. And then number 2 would be decide what you're passionate about, because although usually what you're gifted at you enjoy, there might be some things that like I know how to do this, but I'm not super passionate about it. I just know how to do it. And so I think going one step further and finding what you're passionate about and what really fires you up. And once again, small things, big things. I just love writing down kind of those free write times. You write down everything you can think of. I think a lot of good can come from that.
I think that's a really good point because like I'm really good at numbers and math and like accounting. Like I'm really good, but I hate that. Like so asking Field to write up a budget, I can do it.
Right.
But I'm going to be crying while I do it.
Yeah. Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm a very emotional guy, Jamie.
Yeah. And then number 3 would be to then find a need, like any need, and set a concrete goal and maybe a deadline as well. I find goals and deadlines kind of go hand in hand because it puts a little bit of urgency to it. And so that need could be in your local community. It could be, even in your family, your extended family. It could be your kid's school, anything like that. Or it could be on a global scale. But finding a need and thinking of just simple ways you could meet that need, or big ways, but start small. Why not? Less overwhelming. And then setting a deadline to meet that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And then after that, I think the most important step, arguably, you can't do life alone and your goals alone. And so I would say gathering people around you who really, number one, believe in you and therefore will believe in your vision. And I think there's such a difference between hearing about an idea from somebody you don't know. You're like, oh, that's a nice idea. Yeah, we'll see if you can do it. Versus like somebody you know and you're like, okay, this seems overwhelming, but I know and I trust this person and I'm behind them. So I think finding those cheerleaders in your life is really going to help you be in it for the long haul.
Yeah, otherwise it's just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Good luck.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Walk away.
I need more than luck right now. I need support. Yeah. No, and I think that's key, and that's a really good. The internet, the social media out there, it's pretty easy to get people behind you nowadays and to share your ideas and your goals out there. Like I know that you've been using Instagram for that, for the one we're going to talk about here soon. But what are some other ways that you think can really help gather people around?
I would say nothing really beats face-to-face conversation because social media is awesome. And I think it's awesome for a greater scale. But for those one-on-one and those main cheerleaders you have, that really needs to be like, either a Skype interaction if you don't live close to one another, but then just like close friends and families or industry peers that you are meeting with over coffee, buying them a coffee and chatting with, like just chatting about your heart. And I think that really engages people more than like, hey, retweet this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, and I think that's huge. I spend a large part of my week doing these type of things, Skyping with people and having the face-to-face conversations, because it really, there's something more to it when you can actually see the person, and they talk about body language and I think that's huge. That's awesome. So everybody just start sharing out your Skype names, and I'll just call you randomly. If you do that, I really will.
No, he will.
I'm throwing that out there.
He's not kidding. Well, when you talk with people, then you have more of an opportunity like to collaborate or grow ideas together, as opposed to just sort of publishing out ideas and saying, come on board. I think it's great when you have a great idea. That idea can be made so much greater when you share it with someone else who can, be part of it and come alongside. Yeah, it's really cool.
And you're not just blowing smoke here. You've actually used these incredibly simple steps to. And the 5th one is to start.
Yes. I was going to throw that in there, but that's kind of self-explanatory. But if you lose that one, you don't have anything. You got to start. So
I got all these people behind me. We're just going to sit on this for a little bit.
And that becomes a problem for people. There's a great book by John Acuff called Start. And it is exactly about that problem, that some people have great ideas and they just never actually take the first step towards action. So don't leave Start off your to-do list.
Well, and I think that comes down to like number 3 as well, like setting a goal, like finding the need and setting the goal. And you mentioned deadlines, which is key. But and then starting on that deadline or as darn close as you can get to it. Yeah, I think that's huge. But you're not just blowing smoke. So you've used these steps to create your own, to use your skills and your knowledge to make a big change in the world. And I think we actually have a video of that here that we can show real quick. So let's go ahead and we'll show that video.
It's not easy. Their sisters has 5 and 9 years old. And the family has lived on this area about 6 generations. Their mom, Minush, and their father, Jack, they work so hard, very hard to take care of 5 children. It's not easy for them. Sometimes they work all day long to try to find $2 or $3 per day to take care of the children.
Show real quick. So let's go ahead and we'll show them.
Every school day, Jebeta and Warlen ride a motorcycle with the other children to come to school. And they pay school, and to pay motorcycle to come to school, it's not easy. They come to ACAC school where they learn, they can have an education to transform and to help them to have a better life. We believe that. Make a difference in the life of the children. They can have a new future, and we believe we can help them to do it.
That's so cool.
Oh, it's such an awesome video.
Love it.
Yeah, it's so great. So how long, when did you guys put all that together?
Well, it kind of happened fast.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea, what we wanted to do and what we wanted our marriage to be about, I mean, I think that's kind of been percolating since we first started dating.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the concreteness of this idea happened in about October. It was early October. And my husband, Randy, he had been to Haiti 5 times before this last trip that we went together.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's done a lot of work there. He's also in construction, and so that's where his passions lay, and mine have always laid in business, which is the same as him, and also photography, and finding a way that I could do something with my photography and with my business to help in an area of need.
Mm-hmm.
And so we became aware of a school called ECA, ECCA school, ECA for short, in Haiti that was destroyed 5 years ago in the earthquake. Okay. And it was rebuilt a little bit, and then a hurricane 3 years ago tore the roof off again, and they've really never been in a permanent structure since 2010. Yeah, it's 2015 now. Mm-hmm. And so that was a need. They've been trying to raise $200,000 for the last 3 years since the last hurricane. Okay. And we heard about that need and came alongside, and we're like, we can do something to help. So that was in October. And very quickly, we put together what we call the school sessions, as you saw in that video. And so a summary of what the school sessions is it's one day, April 12th, 2015, where photographers all across the world will sign up to donate 1 portrait session, or 2 or 3 or 4, however many you want to do, and donate 100% of that session fee towards the project. So it's just this idea that we can be a part of something bigger than ourselves. Mm-hmm. One person donating a session might be $300, $600, but we multiply that by potentially 700 photographers, and we have our goal right there. Yeah. And I think it's really neat to be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit more about this ECA school. It's so like what is the school and
Well, the school was founded in 2007 by a Haitian couple, Mr. and Mrs. Laguerre. They have 3 children. She is a major in French Creole, and he also has a degree in teaching. And so teaching and education is just their absolute passion. And so they do this pretty much on a volunteer basis, in the sense of if the kids' families can afford to pay them, they get paid. And if they can't afford to pay them, they just do what they can do. And they give their whole lives to this school. And their life is teaching pretty much from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mm-hmm. They're there, they're giving their hearts to the kids.
So how many kids go to the school?
220 now.
Holy
They
cow.
started
Wow.
with about 20 students, and yeah, they have 220
And then the age range, is it all little kids or?
all over. They start at preschool,
Okay.
and then they go up to about age 18. I believe it's only grade 8 or 9, but just because of how the education system works there, a lot of kids are behind.
Okay.
So there's up to age 18 being taught in that school.
That's awesome. And is it a very big school? How many like classrooms do they have, and to
Well,
fit
what-
those 220 in?
Yeah, well, so they double use classrooms. Some people don't have a classroom.
Okay.
So the actual structure is just plywood. So they have a tin roof, and then they have plywood walls, like half walls, kind of like you can see underneath it. You can see on top of it.
Okay.
It's just so if the kids are standing, they can't like directly see another kid in another classroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can hear everything, especially if they have to have their generator on.
Mhm.
Well, then you
Okay.
can't hear anything. You can hear the generator,
Yeah.
pretty much nothing else.
Oh gosh.
And so, yeah, they have about 6 teachers. And so these kids, they jam about 30 into each classroom. And then while they're outside doing something else, another classroom of kids will come in. I think that's how they fit in primary and secondary that way.
Nice.
And then they have kind of this big open area that the whole school will gather underneath for assemblies. But that's pretty much like a hut with posts holding it up.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not. There's really no actual building in the school.
Yeah, we actually have a picture of this, the assembly type area, the little hut thing. That's
Right.
way cool.
Yeah.
Except that they really need a classroom, like to be able to concentrate and do their work. And
Yeah, so I think the picture we're showing right now, is this a classroom? It's all the little kids sitting together in their blue shirts.
Yeah, if they're all in uniform, I think
Yeah.
that would be one where they're in the assembly area. So that's where they
Okay.
gather first thing in the morning. And then they go off to the individual classrooms. There's 4 classrooms just with like the plywood separating them. So yeah, they're definitely in need of, we're looking to build 10 concrete classrooms. And so they'd actually be like close to soundproof. There would be no distractions. It would be quiet. It's also near a busy street, a busy area. So
Okay.
you hear like car traffic and motorcycle traffic nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Nice. And then, so how did you? I know that you said Randy had been going to Haiti. He'd been 5 times. And is that how you heard about the ECHA schools, or?
Yes, yeah, he's worked with an organization called Hope Force, and they're based out of Nashville, Tennessee. So that's who we've partnered with, because we're not a registered nonprofit. They are. So we're a cause in support of what they're doing there.
Nice.
And so they don't run this school by any means. It's completely run by the Laguerres, but they became aware of the need in this school and have sponsored the project in the sense of handling all the finances. They work with a local Haitian contractor who's built 50 homes after the earthquake. And so, yeah, they have some really great relationships down there. And on one of Randy's past trips, he was able to visit the school and have a conversation with Mr. Laguerre, and was just so impacted by his complete joy and passion. And in the midst of so many things that could be discouraging, he was just like pumped to be there every day and giving his life to these kids.
That's awesome. And Luis Peterson here in chat mentioned a good thing about the April 12th date. I think we want to talk about that here in a little bit as well. But she brought up, if you don't have one booked, that encourages the client to maybe book on that day. And I know that we had talked about people who maybe don't have that date available, but you can book. I mean, you can book a different session. It doesn't necessarily have to be that day, right?
I mean, we think there's something really special about all doing it on one day and just being a part of that kind of movement.
Yeah.
But absolutely, if you're not available, I've had people email me and say, I'm not available that day, but I'm hoping to shoot 2 in the 2 weeks leading up to there with 100% going. And we fully welcome that. We just ask that it's before April 12th so we can have all funds by that point. But any time in the month before would be incredible.
Well, and I think it'd be really neat. So, I mean, we shoot film, so we couldn't do it like April 12th and be like, hey, here's our images. But to have
images that day, though, I don't expect that photographers will. They just needs to shoot that day.
Yeah, but to have that session and be able to post like on April 12th, here's what I was a part of.
Yeah.
School sessions, and just be able to share in that experience and everything.
really
I think
cool.
would be huge and out there. So, Laura, you brought up a very good point, though. If you don't have people booked that day yet, this becomes a very
it's
encouraging.
Lois.
Oh,
Lois,
Lois, sorry,
yeah,
Lois. A
yeah.
very encouraging thing
Lois.
to
Yeah.
thing to throw out there. Like, hey, if you want to be a part of something bigger, like, you can book for this date.
Right. Well, and somebody in the feed had just said something about they love the idea of being able to use their talents to. It's from Melissa Tang. I love this idea. The idea of using my talents to help others is fantastic.
Yeah.
We couldn't agree more.
Yeah, for sure.
That is so awesome. So you told us about the school and you told us about the teachers. Can you tell us a little bit about the kids that go to school there, Jamie?
Totally. Yeah. So as mentioned, the kids are between ages 3 and 18. A lot of them live in the villages surrounding. A large majority of them actually take a motorcycle to go to school. It's kind of like a taxi system there.
Okay.
It costs it's kind of crazy. The average wage in Haiti is an average of $2 to $3 a day.
Okay.
So you're looking at, say, $60 US a month. And a lot of these kids, they're on almost like a monthly payment with these taxi motorcycle drivers. So it's $15 a month. So a quarter of what these parents make just to get their kids to school. Because without that, like, I think it can be up to like 3-4 miles each way. And so these kids are walking like an hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half at night. And so we have some pretty cool images of like 5 kids on one motorcycle.
Yeah, we were just sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, safety rules do not really apply there.
You know, it's at some point the needs outweigh
Well, and
safety and security.
And I see like all of the kids are wearing uniforms, and so obviously there's a cost, you know, for their parents to be able to have them in uniform. But you know, that's this is just really cool.
So go ahead.
The kids just love coming to school. We were able to be there in November, and it was on a national holiday celebrating their independence, actually, from the French. And so it's kind of like, you know, a July 4th or in Canada, Canada Day for them. And so just like, well, I guess that's summer for both of our countries. But anyway, it's not for them. So they would normally be in school, but it was a holiday.
Okay.
All of these kids still came to school, but they didn't have to wear their uniforms. And they still were like taught a lesson about their country, and they were like engaged. Like, this was probably a 2-hour assembly, and like North American kids would be running off, but they were just so engaged and really excited to learn. And you just see that throughout all of their classrooms, and even how clean they keep their uniforms. Like, going to school for them is a really big privilege. And I think even you see that in the village, the kids who get dressed in the uniform and go off to school in the morning, and there's those who don't. And that's seen as like a real blessing, not a have to go to school today.
Right. Well, and it seems like they've made then this a community for them. This is a focal point then of their lives, and hopefully, you know, gets them on a great path for their future.
Yeah, and you mentioned something fun. They were celebrating, you know, their independence from French. So what languages do these kids speak?
Well, they speak Creole. That would be what, like 90% of Haiti speaks kind of the national language. And then French would be something that's used in like business and administration, and kind of, those are their 2 official languages. But in school, they're taught French, English, and Spanish. And then they all speak Creole. So they're all on their way to being whatever you call that, not trilingual. Quadrilingual.
4 languages.
I can't even say that in the one language I know, but four lingual.
That is very impressive. That's so cool.
Quadlingual. It must be quadlingual.
That's really cool. Quadlingual.
If you know, shout
can
it
you if you know, put it up in the chat.
Matt's
if you're not trilingual.
Matt's been shouting the entire time.
So Jamie, how can photographers get involved and participate in this? What steps do they need to take to help?
Totally. Well, we've tried to make our website quite simple and easy to navigate. So if you go to theschoolsessions.com, there's a navigation item at the very top that says Get Involved. And then there'll be 3 different options. I'm a photographer, I want photos, or I want to give. So if you're a photographer, click that. And you can sign up to create a profile. Then if you go to our partners page, you'll see some of our business sponsors at the top, and then the photographers who have signed up already. Last time I checked, there was about 60 who signed up yesterday, which is amazing.
Okay.
And so once you create a profile, you're automatically there with your bio photo, a link to your website, your email address. So it's as simple as that. And then you can put that website on your Facebook page, on your Twitter, email to your clients and say, hey, I'm involved in this. Do you want to hire me on April 12th with 100% going towards the school sessions?
That's awesome.
That is so cool. And I've seen a lot of other photographers that are doing this with you, coming alongside. I saw Justin and Mary Morantz. Mary posted something about it this morning. And so it's just a great way for photographers to get involved and really use your skills and your talents wherever you are, because It doesn't matter where you're located to do this.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
So what's next for you and Randy and the school sessions?
Yeah, well, now that we've got it launched, the past 2-3 months has all been, we got to get it launched, we got to get everything working smooth. And now that it's launched, we're just looking forward to putting out more consistent content and revealing more about the school. And we have the information obviously on our website, but you don't want to overwhelm with text. And so we're kind of rolling out different Instagrams with more information about the Laguerres, about the students. We're going to have some videos of the teachers and the students as well. So we're really looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. And our hope is also to do this as an annual event. I think it would be really neat to have this be something that photographers can look forward to every spring. We don't know what the date will be, but every spring where we can find a different education cause and really join together to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. Talk about changing the world.
Yeah.
That's so huge. That's such a big deal. And I know that those kids will just absolutely be elated when this gets done. I'm really excited. I know it's gonna happen. You're gonna have a brand new school. It's gonna be amazing. And just thank you for you and Randy and your guys' hearts in this and getting this all put together. I think it's such a big deal to be a part of change. I mean, local change is great. You know, national change is great. Global change is great. It's all, you know, whatever your passion is out there, go and do this. Become a part of something big
and help.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now you can follow the school sessions on Instagram at the school sessions.
Yep.
Correct. And then go and follow them and find out more information. And
and when you get involved, go ahead and throw up a post on your Instagrams or Twitters. Hashtag the school sessions. And I want to drop a little knowledge. So you guys know that a hashtag is actually called an octothorpe.
What?
So
I thought it was the pound sign.
Octothorpe. Well, the pound sign is actually called an octothorpe.
Octothorpe?
Octothorpe. So go Octothorpe the school sessions. I think hashtag is a little easier.
Did you know that the and sign is called an ampersand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that out a while ago, but it's just like a ... is an ellipses.
Yes, I'm an overuser of ellipses.
I love ellipses. Excessive ellipses.
Yes. Yeah, for extremely long pauses. It's when I really want to get the point across. Yeah.
I don't like that.
You sound like Ross from Friends.
Yes, I do.
I've been watching a lot of Friends.
Well, it's on
reruns on Netflix.
Well, yeah. So and where else can they follow you? There's a Facebook page.
There's Facebook. Yeah, if you just search the school sessions or facebook.com/school sessions. Instagram, Twitter. I hate that it's this way, but it's just /school sessions.
Okay.
The school sessions is too long on Twitter. So we're on Twitter. And then on our website, you can also sign up for our email newsletter.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're there in the chat, Jason was cool enough to link out the website and the Facebook stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great.
Oh, so awesome. So go check out the site, get involved, let your clients know about it. I think that's the big thing too. It's just not about photographers. It's sharing this out, letting other people know about it and get involved.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
Thanks,
Jamie, for being part of this.
You're so welcome.
All the way from Canada.
I know. I love you Canadians. I really do. And I love I've been to Langley. And I absolutely love it there. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
It is.
Fellow Showit, Laura Jensen lives there.
Oh, she does. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. All of Canada that I have seen is beautiful.
Wonderful. And the people are all very nice. Hey. I think they say hey on that side.
Oh.
It's accurate.
Yeah, see.
That's awesome. Well, this is super exciting, Jamie, and we can't wait to follow up and see how this goes and what happens, and to hear about all the other showteers and photographers that are going to get involved around the world. I think that's what's really cool about this, is that wherever you are on the planet, you can go and make change and make the world a better place.
And also, I want to see how people, I mean, your steps are really simple, obviously, and they're a little bit like no-brainer, but it's just one of those things, like follow them and you will be a part of something bigger than yourself. And I think that's huge. And obviously it works because you followed those steps and you created the school
look at what you've done.
Yeah, and awesome. It is going to change the world. I'm really excited for you guys, and to be a part of this, for Showit to be a part of this as well, I think is really big.
I'm excited for this.
We will be your biggest megaphone. For sure.
We are your cheerleaders.
For sure.
So
Awesome.
exciting.
You're step number 4.
Step number 4. I've never been so happy to be called step number 4.
Number 4.
My
Yeah.
entire life.
Number 4.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys,
That's
thank you for
awesome.
joining us. Look forward to seeing you guys next week as well.
Come back, show it live every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, sometimes
Here.
10:15, like today.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's my fault.
He was fixing his makeup. Don't tease him. They
I do
were
that.
actually probably cutting these out. That's probably why we were a little behind today. But yes, it's all good. We'll see you guys next week, and be sure that you tune in and join us, and then get online in the groups and let us know in the main Showit Your Facebook group maybe what your plan is and what you're going to do on April 12th to help change the world.
Sounds great. All right, bye guys. We'll see you next week.